2025. Yes, we made it. Back, do you remember in Y2K when they said that when
the world was going to blow up?
Do you remember that?
Of course.
Do you remember?
The computers were going to stop.
Yeah. Traffic lights weren't going to work. Planes were going to fall out of the sky. I was just thinking the other day, actually, about some of those things. I think that was 2000s. I think 80s was that nuclear war or acid rain? I can't remember what was going to kill us.
Who knows?
Who knows? But here we are, 2025. Exciting new year. This is the Powered by Forever podcast number 8.
Number 8.
We made it.
Yes. We're heading to 10. We're going to get there.
Yeah. I think that's a safe number. Yeah. The Desiree and the team are trying to make us do this monthly. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
I know.
I think we better do a cheers to that one.
Yeah, let's do a cheers.
Because I need some energy. So we got our FabX today.
FabX.
Yes,
Forever
sir.
Active Boost. Powered by Forever. This is one of your favorites, huh?
For number 8, but going to number 10.
Right on.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Cheers. All the best.
Love that stuff.
Yeah, no, I love this drink, and the whole Cheers thing's kind of cool too. We talked a little bit about trying to find out what the background is to Cheers, and I guess that we're trying to get a little bit of a movement going with the hashtag Cheers Forever. Is that what it is? Hashtag Cheers Forever.
I love it.
And so, hey, when you're enjoying the drink, get with a mate, get with someone you love or don't love, like, dislike, I don't care. And then you're like,
start your meeting with a FabX or an aloe gel or a berry nectar, whatever your favorite beverage is within forever. And start your meeting with cheers. Here's to forever.
Love it. Love it. One of the things that did surprise me about this, and I think we've talked about this before, talking about product, is how regular Fab outsells FabX. What do you think? 3-1?
Yep.
And that still fascinates me.
Yeah.
I thought that the sugar-free diet version would outsell, but do you think it's because it's an energy drink?
I think they want the sugar.
Yeah.
They want that boost. Boost, baby.
No, for sure. Anyway, let's think. How was the end of the year 24?
Oh my gosh, 24 was awesome.
Wasn't it?
Tell them.
Yeah, so I do have some numbers here. I wrote them down.
It's official now.
Yeah, and obviously we know the sales numbers. So we grew by 5.1%, which is just,
amazing.
It was unbelievable.
Thanks to all of you.
We were hopeful, because it started to turn around like in 23. Remember, we sort of had that big sort of move in the right direction, 23. But that momentum just kept flying through 24. And that was great. But on top of that was how many markets were up. It was over 70 markets had a positive growth.
70.
Yeah.
70. Wow.
So that's brilliant. We still got some issues, though. I don't want to run away from those,
They're always there.
Yeah, we've got some countries that are still not responding. But we're optimistic. A couple of regions.
You still got the stick out.
Right on. Yeah. We had a call with the AVPs this morning, and I was like, The AVPs, by the way, is our area vice president. Shout out to them, man. They had a great year.
Yeah, worked hard.
Who is that? Peter Boots, CG Tan, JB, Ramses, and who am I missing? Ilker. Oh, how could Ilker Bay? Ilker was on fire this morning. And actually, speaking of Ilker, and I don't think I shared this number with you yet. So chairman's bonus numbers are in. That's total qualifiers. And let me think. Total qualifiers. I'm looking at my list here. I don't know if I have the total, but
it's over 500.
It was over 500, right? And it was up. Yeah, it was up around about
70.
Yeah, 70.
That's what I heard the other day.
Oh, yeah, you were in there. Yeah. Now, what's interesting though is Ilker's countries were India, UAE, and Turkey had the most qualifiers.
Go Ilker.
I know, man. It's incredible, and to see so many more people benefiting from that program is remarkable.
It's amazing,
and we'll celebrate that in Paris. So we're very excited.
What a place
to
be!
Oh man,
are you gonna be there? Come on, you gotta come.
We do have seats.
Not many.
No, we're looking around between about 8,000 right now, and max on the venue is 10,000. So there is
getting close.
I don't know if we were supposed to say that because Nick might be trying to pretend that it's sold out, but I'm just kidding. He wouldn't do that. But
point is, get your tickets now, right?
Yeah, because for sure, as we know, there's always that uptick around about the month before. So there's some available still. We're excited about that. We've got some great things planned. We're going to focus tons on the product. And so it's going to be a really, really cool celebration. Another thing we're going to focus on too is the power supervisor. Because we're seeing in a lot of these growth countries some really impressive new supervisor numbers based on substantial downline sales. And so that's a really interesting.
So we're not ready to make that announcement yet?
Globally, no.
Is that at the rally?
Yeah, we're going to do that at the rally.
Hey, come on. That's another reason to be there.
Yeah, and if you do watch the podcast, you get a lot of foreshadowing. Like we announced the Dubai.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have another announcement today. We're going to announce some things today on the podcast too. It's the only way we can get people to watch. GLT's up. We went from 17 qualifiers in 2024 to 27.
Wow.
10 new FBO ships.
Incredible.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that goes right along with the growth.
Yeah, it really does. And maybe a little bit, I don't know, I haven't looked at the numbers, but it feels like we have 2 people from Burkina Faso.
Does anyone know where Burkina Faso is?
Find it on a map. So that's brilliant to see that. Couple of re-entries from South Africa. Becky's back. You remember Becky?
Of course.
And a massive one is Percy and Nobile. They came in at 12.5.
Wow.
Which is amazing. And
because last year they were in PAC20.
Yeah.
So they went from PAC20 all the way up to 12.5.
Yep. Absolutely.
Incredible.
Kuji, you remember Kuji, wheelbarrow story?
Yeah.
4 kids, amazing story. She came to level up with us.
Yep.
Was it her son?
Yep.
Success?
Yeah. Success, yeah.
Yeah. Man. I was
with 2 CCs.
Yeah.
Success.
So she entered. There's a couple of really excited to see some people that sustain it. You know, Jane, Attila, Lino, Philip. 2 new from Poland. Monica's in, and Simon and Joanna are in.
That's awesome.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Good for them.
From Poland, so it's going to be amazing to work with them. Dana from Japan. Someone came in at 10K from Japan. Was it Mai? Mai came in.
She must have, yeah.
Yeah, so that's amazing to see.
And Japan's flying this last year.
11% up.
Say that again.
11%. Yeah, number 1 market for us. What are they? Almost 40 years? They are 40 years.
The volume they do at 11% increase.
Yeah, that was huge. Their momentum's off the charts. Kaz and obviously being led by the 3 great groups there. You know, Hanami's groups really growing. Kobayashi's group stayed steady, doing well, and Sakai's group, they're still driving it. You know, and it's wonderful to see. I'm trying to think of anyone else that came. Oh, obviously Rolf and Dominic at number 2, looking great. But Hanami and Koken, 65,000 case credits.
CCs. Wow. That's even hard to fathom. I mean, we thought 40 was out of this world.
I know. Do you remember when we were writing that policy and we were like, we better stop at 40? Straight
Incredible.
through.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And she's
awesome.
So lovely, so supportive.
No,
you know?
for sure.
We were in Japan early part of December. I think I talked about it and just how she's so dedicated to the success of her group. And she spent, I know it's on social media, it's not secret. She spent New Year's at Rolf's house.
Oh, I know. We saw that.
Yeah.
Cynthia was showing me on Instagram. He said, hey, Honami's with Rolf in Mallorca. Good for her. That's awesome.
Yeah, I spoke with Rolf and Dominique just recently. They were saying Hanami was teaching them how to cook Japanese food for New Year's, and it's just amazing.
Love it.
Yeah, the community of forever, right?
The culture. It's amazing.
What else we got? So that's 10 new GLT, and if we forgot your name, forgive me. I actually did a bit of a jungle video this morning. I don't know if marketing going to be too happy, but it was on the board. So we just grabbed a camera with Cody and we filmed it. So that'll go out early because we're pretty excited about it. And that leaves kind of what else was great last year? Oh, a lot of building changes. We talked about that in the last podcast.
Yeah.
So we're gonna send out a lot of the details of that.
Shout out to Paraguay. I was down there for Christmas.
Yeah.
And they just moved into their brand new office building, and it's amazing. We had a grand opening celebration with about 100 FBOs there.
Wow.
And really cool place, and launching them into a new sphere, I think, so that's kind of the atmosphere we're looking for.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it kind of that modern,
yeah, with the big warehouse behind where you get your product, and it's perfect.
That's exactly what we're going for.
Yep.
UK will open this year, February 14th. We're going to move into them.
That's going to be a really cool one.
Yeah, Hungary. You said you signed the lease on that one.
Same.
That's a cool building.
Real cool building.
And we're getting chased now by the country managers that want to move into these new purpose-built. Scandinavia, I think they'll be moving in properly in March because we're out of the big building now, and so there's so much change.
Wow.
So much change going on. And these guys have probably heard we've done some things with the marketing plan, just some adjustments on that supervisor level. We're watching that.
Good change equals growth.
Yes, it does.
We're seeing it happen.
Yep. Absolutely.
And I say good change because there could be bad change that doesn't,
Yeah.
But it's amazing, really.
Lots of momentum.
Tons.
Lots of
So question is, if you're not getting momentum in your business, what's going on? This is the time to really get dedicated and committed.
You got to look in the mirror, haven't you?
Yeah.
Like we banged on, and we will continue to bang on about that growth acronym. Those attributes of grit, taking responsibility as in represent, being organized, working hard, working with the people in your group together, and finding happiness in what you do. That hasn't changed. Mm-mm. And it's not like it was new when we relaunched it. It's been the same since the beginning.
Core principles.
Yeah, look in the mirror and find those.
Yep.
It's so important. And then, I guess it was Bali when we launched this idea of the PAC20, this President's Advisory Council group, which is the top 20 FBO ships below the GLT that have greater than 200 cases new. And I think Des told me it was something like the lowest one was in 50 something, Des? 52.
Wow.
5,200 case credits was the lowest, and that goes right up to, I guess, 74,999 for some unlucky soul. And I want to talk a little bit about that group today.
But not only those cases, but new growth in their business too,
totally.
Right? How much?
200 new.
200 new.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you could be in between 5 and 75, but if you don't have that 200, you're not in the pack.
To be honest, we had a few of them. Like, if I'm being frank with you,
But it shows how many people really are growing.
Yep.
With new cases.
Yep. Yeah, introducing new people and introducing the correct principles of sharing the product. Mm-hmm. And it's been really cool to see that focus on.
And we're getting some really good advice and ideas from them, right?
Yeah, the PAC20 calls are always full of energy, and they're always asking for new things, pushing new energy, and that's why we love that group. And obviously we've got 20 people with that. So, in fact, let's let them know who qualified.
Let's do it.
We could do that announcement here, just like we did with the Dubai thing. So let's have the area vice presidents help us to announce that. Let's go with Kaz over in Japan first.
Awesome.
And let's find out who our PAC20 from Japan are.
Thank you very much, Gregg and Aidan. And yes, we have a new PAC20 member from Japan. And her name is Mizuho Arita. Wow, congratulations. Okay, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Kaz. And again, Kaz, you're doing an amazing job with your team over in Japan. Amazing to see how that's coming together. In fact, we were just there, and we were in those meetings. The whole vibe of the place is completely different now.
And this is first time PAC20, right?
Yes.
Last year they didn't have anybody. So
this is the first person.
Great job. Leading the way.
Ms. Mizuho, I met her in Hokkaido, which is in the north of Japan, the other day. And I was sat at her table. I had the pleasure of having lunch with her. She's a yoga instructor and meditation instructor. She has kind of a big business doing that. I don't know if I should share. What I'm about to share with you is not to make anybody feel bad. It's just to give you an idea of the new reality of some of these people. Is with this online following. I guess hers is more in person, but she's diamond manager, first time 5K qualifier, level up qualifier, PAC20, and she joined the business in March. She joined the business in March and qualified as an Eagle manager.
And and she's in Honami's group.
Right.
Some people might look at Honami or her downline and say that's unbelievable and they're going to burn out and not be around in a year or two. How many of those have we seen in the last, how long has she been working, like, seriously?
She's been in the business, 10 or 11 years, probably bang on now, 5 years?
And she's gone from breaking records to breaking more records.
Yeah.
She's not going anywhere.
Well,
let's learn from her, right?
Yeah, and her dedication to community. She truly builds a community, and it isn't the type of community, and I'm not being judgmental. You build your business however you want to. But hers is a business community. Mm-hmm. They work very closely together on supporting each other to be successful in their businesses.
Yep.
I agree. And to be honest, as it is in Rolf's a lot of time, it's based around the product.
Yeah.
They love the product. This lady in Hokkaido, she just loves the product, and she uses that as part of her supports her other business activities.
Leader a day.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what a lot of them do.
At the very least, yeah. So, yeah, congratulations. We can't spend too much time on this, so these guys will be getting bored. Africa grew 27% last year.
Incredible.
Africa.
Awesome for them.
Yeah. West Africa is on fire. We don't hear much about Senegal, but they're still doing great.
Yeah.
Ivory Coast, boom, amazing. Burkina Faso is doing amazing. South Africa, is really responding. Who's over on the east? Tanzania. Mm-hmm. Growing. Nigeria is still struggling a bit, but Daniel's doing his best there. I know they've got so many problems with their exchange rate right now. It's murder.
Tough.
Yeah. But we do have some new PAC20 and some returning PAC20. So let's ask JB. JB, who have you got?
Thank you, Aidan and Greg. Here are the names from Africa. Isiaka Wango from Burkina Faso. Buisi Savi from South Africa. Tobeka Kingsley Mabanga from South Africa. And Nkumisa Turetu Majezi from South Africa. Congratulations.
Thanks, JB. So how many was that, Greg? 1, 2, 3, 4? 4 African PAC20. And don't forget, we got, 4 or 5 in the GLT.
Wow, isn't that amazing? They're rocking.
Yeah, they really are. And South Africa is Oni's doing great down there and leading that. And good to see, speaking of South Africa, see Tobeka back. Tobeka was in the GLT.
It's a very good example of leadership, right?
Yeah.
Great leadership can take you a long ways.
Yeah.
Same in your business, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
As an FBO.
One of the things that Oni's brilliant at is recognizing.
Mm-hmm.
She recognizes people. She created a stable environment. And these great leaders, Nobile, Percy, Tobeka, Becky to a degree. Who else is doing it? And Selenga, doing amazing. His business is on fire. That responding to Oni's changes and seeing their businesses come back alive is just wonderful.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it really
Good
is.
for them.
Oh, it's incredible. And Bui, let me get her name, Bui Siwa. She spoke when we were down there, and I believe this is the lady, and it was an amazing story. And she has an autistic child, and that was her motivation to get involved in Forever because the child needed so much care and help. Wasn't a dry eye in the house, man.
That's amazing.
That's one of those I'm on the plane driving home. Who's cutting onions? It was really, really touching. So great job, Africa. And we're excited, like you said earlier about the the PAC20 is just listening to their excitement, listen to their energy, listen to their ideas. It makes us better.
Yeah, absolutely.
It makes us a better company. And I think we're going to meet with them probably 8 to 10 times digitally. And then obviously at the 2 events and we look forward to each one of those meetings. Asia, we've got some re-entries. They're great friends of ours. CG, who?
Thank you, Aidan and Gregg. I'm so happy to announce our couple from Malaysia in the PAC20 2025, Desmond Kong and Grace Chan. Back to you, Gregg and Aidan.
Thanks, CG. Desmond and Grace back on song, back in the PAC20 again.
For them.
Brilliant, huh?
Yeah.
What a dedicated
They've been
couple.
very steady.
Yeah, for a long
Even
time.
through difficult times that they're going through right now.
Yeah, Malaysia, it's not, they're struggling right now. But wonderful to see Desmond and Grace. They're great people, been so supportive of Forever over the years.
And we just hired a new country sales manager,
Yep.
right? So hopefully, again, going back to leadership, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. He's got a big task ahead of him, but let's go, right? So, all right, let's find out who else is in the PAC20. Ilkabe, tell us who you got in your PAC20.
Thanks, Aidan and Gregg. I'm very excited to announce PAC20 leaders from Middle East. Natalia Demidova from Turkey, Jasprit Singh from India, Tarang Arora from India, and Rohit Arora from India. Thank you.
So Ilka covers Middle East and Turkey and India.
India.
And India. Great to see Jasprit. You remember Jasprit Singh?
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, great personality from the north there in India. It's great to see him join us. Tarang, he's there from India, and Rohit, obviously.
Nice.
So good group from India.
Yeah.
Tarang
was in Level Up last year.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's pretty excited to be that part of that group, and it'll be great to be with those guys. They bring so much energy and
They're amazing business going on there.
yeah, and how they use social media to share their story. We learn so much from that. They're disciplined on that stuff.
They are.
Their content collection is off the charts.
I can't even eat dinner by them without having
Yeah.
the phone stuck in my face.
Yeah, it's not our world, but it's certainly they seem to respond well to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, you're absolutely right. When they have dinner and then they put the camera and then they make you take a bite and. But I guess that's content creation. But brilliant to see Natalia back into the PAC20. Her story is incredible.
She's amazing.
Crimean, and when the troubles kicked off there, she just had a baby. She's and her husband are gynecologists.
Yep.
And Natalia moved her business to Kazakhstan and started and has maintained a PAC20 business and then there was a Crimea issue, and then obviously she had some business in Russia, and then unfortunately we had to pull out of Russia. And she's a real hero of mine, her and her husband, because
talk about not letting those challenges take you down.
Yeah.
She found a way.
Yeah. Grit.
One way or another. Grit, for sure. She's amazing. Great story.
Yeah, I just, because we don't often have good news for him because of the geopolitical stuff that goes on there is, can we open in Russia? Can we open? We don't have the choice, and wonderful to see her continue to succeed and do so well, and wish her the very best, and all of them as they continue on. So that's the Middle East and India. North America. Let's get Garen to do that one. Hey, Garen, who we got for North America?
Cool.
Thanks, Gregg and Aidan. We are excited to announce here from North America, another PAC20. Returning to the PAC20, we have Marta Omachel. Congratulations. Gratulacja.
Thanks, Garen. And Garen's got a lot on his plate right now, too. We talked a little bit about him on the last podcast, but he's doing some great stuff, especially bringing in we're going to have some good announcements at Rally on IT.
Another reason you should be there.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of stuff on IT, computer stuff, and digital, as we will announce a lot of that at the rally. But great to see Marta back. Dzień dobry. Congratulations to Marta Omachia. In fact, I think this is a return to the PAC20.
Yeah, she was there last year.
Was she?
Yep,
Yeah.
definitely. Yep.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I remember now. Sorry, Marta. Sorry. There's a lot going on in my mind right now. Yeah, really steady.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a pretty moderate increase in sales in the US, but definitely a change of momentum. Adriana's doing amazing at that.
This will be a really good year for him.
Definitely, yeah. And good to see Marta continue to do well there. All right, that leaves Europe. We got a ton of people over in Europe. Let's get Peter Boots to do that for us.
Thank you very much, Aidan and Greg. I'm really happy to be in this meeting, and especially with the contribution that we have from Europe in the PAC20 for 2025. We have no less than 9 amazing leaders that have made it to the PAC20, so congratulations to them. And let's start first with Ilenia Raisa from Italy. And also in the PAC20, we have José and Ana Maria Alves de Souza. From Italy, we have Maria Fabiola Castel. And from Serbia, we have Alexandra Petkovic. We also have from Serbia, Maria Barus. And from Serbia, Stevan and Veronika Lomjanski. Now, from Romania, we have Georgiana Stru. And then we have from the smallest country in Europe, from Moldova, we have not only 1, but 2 members now in the PAC20. I'm really excited about that. First, it's Olesea Angelinici, and then it's Ion Badea, both from Moldova. So 9 great leaders, and they will be great in the PAC20 2025. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Peter. 9 PAC20 members from Europe. Speaking of Europe, you know who was amazing in the GLT? Marina and Theodore. Sorry I didn't mention it earlier, but they went in at 12.5.
They leveled up.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. And what an amazing story.
Yeah, she's cranking it.
She is. Good for her, man. Such a great example, and we appreciate her. That's why I'm always worried about mentioning the names of people, because you always forget somebody, and it's just my lack of capacity, not anything to do with their contribution, you know. But good to see so many from Europe in there.
And she's got a couple in her downline in PAC20. Right?
Yeah. Aion, I don't know these guys and how to pronounce their names. Aion Badia from Moldova, and Alicia from Moldova. They're both in their download.
So tell us about Moldova. We got PAC20 members and a 12.5K qualifier from Moldova.
Yeah. This is
people like in England are complaining they don't have enough people to talk to.
Oh man,
what's going on, man?
Hey, let's. This is the same kind of thing what we were talking about with the girl up in Hokkaido. Is this new mindset where there are no borders and there are no realistic obstacles. And I know that we've heard Marina's story 1,000 times, but that doesn't, give it to me 2,000 times, inject it into my veins, is that she's a mother of 9 kids, she's a lawyer. She is hyper successful. And in the midst of all of that, she said to the Forever Opportunity, I think this will help build a community. And she built this online community and support and all that, and boom, Moldova, probably, and I don't have the statistics, one of the poorest countries in Europe. And, sits right just northeast of Romania, and they've got a lot of reasons to.
And I think what you said is a business without borders, So why are we limiting ourselves to our neighborhood or our city or our country when truly these guys are out there? Honami's a good example of that too. No borders. Doesn't matter where you come from. Let me help you. Remember the lady we met in France who came from Spain, I think she lived, and they just had met a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
totally.
Online, and here they are in France together, and she's helping her build a business.
A Japanese lady introducing a Spanish woman in France.
Yeah. What's our excuse, right?
And you say without borders, the obvious answer is geographical borders, but there's also mental borders too.
Even stronger, maybe.
Right? And You know, and that's what, like we talked about this last time when people saying, oh, the industry, this, that, and the other. That's a border that you put up.
Yeah.
And we have to be disciplined enough. We have to be confident enough. We have to be brave enough to walk through those.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what these guys do.
Absolutely.
You know, like
Believe.
these young kids are going to travel the world now because they're sharing our products with great people. And it's just, it is an amazing story. It's not easy. You know, in all the midst of all this talk of success, we've got to, you know, these guys, none of this comes easy, and they are disciplined, hardworking professionals, you know.
They find solutions.
Yeah, I love that.
They don't look for problems and then just give up. They see the problems and they find solutions. Look at the guys in GLT from Burkina Faso, from heaven's sakes.
Yeah.
Talk about challenges
Yep.
and excuses that they could use, but they don't. They find the solutions.
Mm-hmm. And they also find other motivations. They can't travel. They can't even get a visa. They qualify for Level Up. They qualify for Paris. Maybe Paris will be okay, but you know, and they just can't. And still, they fight on.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
It really
you
is.
know, and
It's a lesson for all of us to learn.
absolutely. That's I guess that's one of the advantages of our job is we get those examples constantly. And they do impact us. You know, legitimately when
Deeply.
I see these stories of success and these stories of overcoming, and we go to their areas, we're lucky enough to spend time with them. You're just like, frick.
It's amazing.
And it's never lost, is it? It's never lost it. You never take it for granted.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
You know, maybe some of the perks you can take for granted, but the human aspect of it.
So what can we tell someone out there? They're looking at what they can achieve in 2025. What can they learn from these examples?
So I have a big thought on this, and outside of the growth acronym, consistency is this concept of every day, every day, every day. I think that is the superpower.
Habits. I go back to that.
Yeah,
all the
Atomic
time,
Habits. I
right?
just finished that book the other day. Yeah.
You got to develop the right habits.
Yep. And then you've got to have the oomph, the grit to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And do it when it's uncomfortable, and do it
Or when it's boring.
Yep, mundane. Because you get that a lot, you know, I got to do that presentation again, or I got to share that product again, or, you know, but all business, all success, all relationships, you have to establish habits, positive habits that build. And they're not, the other thing too, I would say is consistency, and also stop looking for the massive victory. It's a series of micro victories that make up the macro reward. And I think sometimes in our business, you know, somebody wants to drive a nice car before they've sold a bottle of gel. And that, I think it's a detriment, if I'm honest with you. It's good to have goals. It's good to have your mindset, but you've got to remember, you've got to execute day after day
Absolutely.
after day.
That's the little E in growth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I see that. Hanami, what you raised this once when we were in India. Do you remember? And we were walking back, I think, to our room, and separate rooms, by the way. Let's just establish that. and we looked over, and Hanami was doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Or, you remember? It was like 11 o'clock.
It was
at
at
night.
GLT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd been at it all day, and there she was, because the time zones aligned with something else. And I remember you commenting on, saying how hard it is to get there and to stay there. And this consistent drumbeat, this rhythm of activity. And I think if you establish, so if I was watching this and you say, you know, hey, what's the secret to success? I would say that establish daily habits that contribute to your success, and then stick at it. You know, and like you always teach, balance. Have some balance. If you don't want to work on Saturday, don't work. But you can't not work Saturday or Friday or Thursday or Sunday. You know, that's
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you think? That
Yeah,
would be
no,
my
for
thought.
sure. It's absolutely, it's those habits. You gotta, you know, I was thinking about even the simple things like us, and as an FBO, taking the products on a daily
Yes.
basis. And even myself finds myself thinking, oh, I got all these pills in front of me I got to take every day. And you get pill fatigue and whatever else. drinking your aloe every day, right? And once you get into that habit, you don't even think about it anymore.
Yep.
And it becomes automatic. And it works, you know?
Oh, it works.
So you just got to get through, you know, it's that whole 21-day thing, you know, just grind it. And pretty soon it's just automatic to you. It's automatic to pick the phone up and check on your downline. It's automatic to talk to someone when you're at the grocery store about forever, you know, and that it's not a task you have to do anymore. It becomes something automatic. That's when you're really into the role of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you're with these top leaders, they're like that, you know, and it doesn't feel forced either. It's just the sort of an extension of the way they live their lives. And I noticed that when all the successful FBOs, the product is an extension of the way they live their lives. They're using the product, they're engaging the product, just like you said. And the business is an extension of their lives. And
it's amazing. I remember just you saying that. I remember once being in the car with Lino in Brazil, and we were actually going to his house for an asado, you know, for a barbecue. And he had to stop and get some meat or something at the grocery store. And I went in because I just wanted to check out what a grocery store is like in Brazil. And I swear to you, that guy, through that short process of getting some meat, talked to 3 people about forever. I watched him.
Yeah.
He went to the meat counter, told him the guy about something about forever, went to the cashier, and as he was walking out, someone walking in, it was automatic.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is.
Yeah, definitely. And I bet it was natural.
Yeah, totally.
You know, it's not like you walk to the meat counter.
No, he wasn't pushing it or trying to show off or anything. And that's just his daily routine, and that's what we got to become.
Yeah, no,
and more importantly than that, he talks to the guy to interact, and something comes out of that conversation that is an opportunity to present something about forever.
Yeah.
Whatever it is for that guy.
Absolutely. Rolf said that on the boat, remember? Do your business in your comfort zone, not out of your comfort zone.
I love that.
Yeah. No,
that was really wise.
We've talked about that a bunch of times, haven't we? You know. Anyway, I'm sure that we're running out of time. But I hope these podcasts are helpful. They give you a glance into, we try to share information, we try to share ideas, we try to give you a sort of a look, maybe a little bit behind the curtain. And today we've announced the PAC20. Congratulations to every one of those. We really look forward to working with all of you and getting to know some of you and learning how to pronounce some of those names. So forgive us, or forgive me for that. One of the things that is really unique in this community of Forever is that we all come from diverse backgrounds. And yet we have this wonderful core thing in common. And that is this being part of what we know to be the greatest opportunity in the world. You know, our product and our marketing plan offers people choices and options, and that's great to see. And so we're at the end of January almost, probably when they get this.
Yeah, and I just want to say there's no doubt in my mind the momentum we've built in 2024 is carrying over to 2025.
Yeah.
So we are going to grow as a company in 2025 again. So if you're watching or listening to this and you want to grow this year, you have a great opportunity because the company's going to grow. Are you going to be a part of that? It's your decision, right?
Oh.
Make it now and start working. Use these tools and these advice that we've given today and that you hear from your upline and from, you know, the top leaders, and just go do it.
Yeah. Execute.
Go make it happen. Execute.
Yeah.
And you're going to grow. There's no doubt.
Excellent. Well said. That's a great way to finish. So thank you, everybody, for joining us on podcast, Powered by Forever podcast number 8. It's been great to spend some time with you. Whatever you're doing, have fun, be safe, and let's grow forever.
Here's to 2025.
Cheers.